All right, so before the video starts, I want to quickly mention this at the start of the video because I know a lot of people might be watching this one. We won the 70 Sins Content Creator Award. We made a video where we entered and we actually won. So I didn't know I was actually winning this. I thought I was winning the keycaps, and maybe I still am. I don't actually know. But I think I won all three, which is crazy to win all of this stuff. But notably, this one right here, they do say they're going to be giving me 3,000 diamonds with which will be equivalent towards 300 diamonds as 10 coupons. So I will be likely giving away like 1.5 of this away for free because, hey, we do need to spend some diamonds ourselves or have some diamonds ourselves. But we will be giving away, hopefully if I can, 1.5k. And I would probably likely do a video announcing it if that is a possibility that I can do. So, stay tuned for that one, but I thought I'd just mention at the start of the video. Alright guys, welcome back to another 70 Sins Grand Cross video. It is my favorite time of like the month-ish whenever you get to talk about who the new festival character could be coming towards 70 Sins Grand Cross before it unfortunately does get leaked. However, we have got some hints and teasers about who the next festival character could be because yesterday in the dev notes, they had confirmed that the new event will be summer themed, which could lean towards more female-oriented characters. We'll talk about that later on. And also the fact that this new update will be themed around the Holy War, which means we are now going back towards 70 Sins, more specifically towards, I guess, the end of 70 Sins. So that does mean characters like Four Knights or obviously Gawain, Tristan are kind of off the table right now. There are some teasers I think people are going towards about who the festival character could be, and right now you can see we've gotten the 7.5 anniversary E3 banner leading in towards the anniversary that will be out when the anniversary actually is here. And as you can see, they do feature characters specifically from obviously Purgatory, being Wild, and also Demon King. Hell is also here, and also the Hellbrom as well, which yeah, I'm not too sure why Hell was here. Just a free character giveaway, I guess. Hellbrom obviously because it is at LR. But people had noticed that, yeah, it is in the background of Purgatory. It's Purgatory themed in a sense, so people are definitely in towards obviously Demon King Zeldris or Demon King Meliodas. They also have the 70 Sins Wrath logo, obviously Meliodas' tattoo in like the logo of the text, which people once again are kind of teasing towards obviously Demon King Meli. They also posted this today, which does say, who is the perfect hero for the anniversary eve? Share your thoughts a little bit, and if you get the hero right, you would then get obviously 20 diamonds. They do say hero, which would they see hero as if it was a dual character? Probably not. But this is my first time looking through me, see if anyone says anything that I kind of missed here. So, Demon Gopher, Barn, Darian Monspeed, and Jurors. We'll get towards them, boys, don't worry. Not that many, actually, to be fair. But yeah, that's kind of all the teams we have right now. So let's jump over towards who I think is possible. So we've made a tier list. I've already ranked them and we're going to go through today's video. So I've laid out everyone who I think is kind of possible, leading a little bit into some characters that I don't think are possible. But I do remember it is a Holy War, so characters like Barn and Elaine, they're not going to be Holy War themed, right? Typically, Holy War characters do tend to go towards the villains or characters that are kind of outside of the 70 Sins. However, there are some exceptions we're going to talk about that like could lean a little bit in towards them being considered a Holy War character. So we'll talk about it. So the first character is the original Demon. I don't know why I've seen no one speak about this character. He's a quite important character, a character that we actually very, very cool to get in game, and it makes sense a little bit, like, just to see him with the demons. I know right now people are kind of writing him off, and it's kind of why no one spoke about him, is because he is obviously a deathmatch character, very, very big in comparison towards your tiny little characters, but at least in the series, you can see the screenshot here, he's actually not that tall in comparison towards the actual characters in the story mode, and once again, we have Giants Diane in the game. He could easily be a character, so for me personally, I've already ranked him. We're going to put him in the 4th slot. I don't think he's necessarily the first pick that I'll go towards, but I would not be surprised if he is actually a character playable in game. And right now would kind of be a good spot a little bit. So then we move on towards Draw and Gloxinia. Look, I think if we're ever gonna look, there's fairy meta right now. Like, it'd be kind of a decent time a little bit to get some more fairies, but he's a bit of an overkill probably. He's also a giant. To get back-to-back fairies and giants would be probably a bit too much. I don't think Draw and Gloxinia even deserve to be a dual character. I know like they are a duo, and if we eventually run down the barrel getting a bunch of like every single dual character in the game, they probably will make the cut a little bit. But I think for me, we're better off just getting individual characters, more notably the actual armored version of Gloxinia. So for me, I'm putting him in 10th spot. Yes, there's someone below him somehow. But then we move it in towards Demon King Meliodas. Now, would Demon King Meliodas be a good pick for right now? Kind of. Now, remember, obviously, at the end of every year, we do typically get a new Meliodas, but there was a beta leak, and I kind of agree with it anyway, that he should probably start to move in towards Percival being the new main MC, right? So I think at the end of the year, we could start to see more Percivals a little bit. And I think even this year, we could definitely see one. So that does mean where are we going to get Meliodas? Well, there aren't that many left. I mean, you can see we have got 2 on this list, to be fair. So getting it for September isn't the worst spot. It's right before New Year's. I said right before. We still have like 5 months. But it's not a bad spot to get it. So I think getting Demon King Meliodas right now in like the timeline of it being a few months after Melieli isn't the worst thing. But is that what we need right now in terms of the meta? Probably not. Right now, Melieli are like holding the Demon King, or at least the Demon team together. So to replace them isn't probably the smartest choice. If anything, we need to add on towards Melieli rather than replacing them. So, and he's only returned once, at least in terms of Melieli. So like, I'm not that comfortable with the timing of having him right now. So for me, I think we're putting him in this 6th spot. Like I just said, we want to add on to demons, not replace them right now. So again, anyone like Mayel or anyone like Meliodas, like we can't be doing that, right? So I think have to put him in a strong 6. Look, ever since Joe characters got added, the 2 characters, or I guess 1 character we're waiting for, is Monspi and also Deborah, the Enduro forms. They should have been, once again, solo characters a very long time ago, but I think the way they, at this point now, deserve to be dual characters, to make them a bit more special. So I think for that reason, and also, I guess we were touching it a little bit, but it is summer theme. So does that mean the new festival character is going to have like a summer outfit? Maybe. To be fair, if we look at the lineup right now, getting the Endurers in like swimsuits, would that make sense? No. So that's like, I guess what he could essentially do is like a Monspi and Derriere, and in the ultimate be like them transforming towards the actual Endurers and they transform back because Melly or Ellie saves them. But then that would be like a beast go on situation where we don't get to actually play as them and people are kind of pissed. But regardless, if we take out the swimsuit or like the summer themed a little bit, I do think they are probably number 2. Once again, it goes towards that theory of them just making the actual Demon team a lot better because you're not using, there's no way you're using a Derriere and Monspi. So putting them into the team would fit quite nice. And I think they are a bit more likely than obviously the original Demon because he's still a deathmatch character, which I think does lose some points a little bit. Then we move in towards Merlin and Escanor. Now, this will be the fight against obviously Zeldris, where they obviously go against, Zeldris, Chandler, and Cusack, where the original Demon does obviously happen. And we have yet to get Skinny Escanor, not Skinny Escanor, but like daytime Escanor in the purple jacket outfit, which is the only one we're currently missing. We have Skinny Escanor, we have the one Escanor, to be fair, Oath with the one Escanor, which if it is this Escanor, he actually might transform into the one, which once again, we still haven't gotten the one Escanor in the purple jacket. And once again, we've already gotten Merlin's outfit in game. You can even argue we've already gotten Purple Jacket Escanor in the game. So they actually might do something similar towards the Yan and King, where you have like a random made-up outfit. So could that be summer themed? It very well could be, but the problem does occur that, well, you wouldn't really call it a Holy War update, in a sense, right? Like, it would just be like a wedding update, kind of like how the Yan and King was. So, for that reason, it is going below, obviously, Demon King, because I do think he's a bit more likely. But, like, the realm of possibility, it's there. It definitely is there. It's just, are we really classing the fight, which technically took place during the Holy War? But are you classing as a Holy War character? I probably wouldn't do that. I would definitely lean towards the characters above this. So basically anyone below now is characters that don't really fit in towards the Holy War, but could essentially be considered. Then we have Gelder and Zeldris. This one, I'm not the biggest fan. We're going to easily put him in towards the 9th spot. The reason why is because this is towards the end of the Holy War, and they don't really do anything together. The only time they actually fight is kind of from the movie, in a sense. But I personally would rather them just wait for Demon King, or at least Demon King Zeldris. When I say Demon King, I mean literally the Demon King, or the king of the demons, right? From Fallen Apocalypse, where you have that new updated look for Zeldris and also Gelder, which to be fair, they kind of don't fight. I don't think you ever see them fight. But if we're going to get like a dual character, I'd rather them just base it off 4 knights. So yeah, I think 9th spot is kind of okay with me. Then we move in towards Nero Bastard. Now, I'm kind of more in favor towards Nero Bastard than most people, just because it's Nero Bastard. I know people said she's not hype, but was Subnak hype as a festival character? Answer this, right? The only reason why people like Subnak is because she's attractive, and she had a swimsuit update with the summer, which is convenient around the time we're getting this update. So, while, yes, she's not like the hypest character, she is attractive, and her being a part of a summer update, and I guess she would be considered a Holy War character. It definitely is possible. I mean, they can even use the actual idol artwork and just make a swimsuit variant. And also because she doesn't do anything in this series, she would be themed around the summer, which means her actual animations will have like water effects, and she kind of fits the bill. I do think she isn't, like I did say, the hypest character. I think there are definitely better ones. But to people that discredit her, it's like she's not hype enough. It doesn't matter. She's attractive, they'll sell her, and also, if she's good, people will summon for her, right? It's as simple as that. So for that reason, I'm putting her in the 5th spot. You know what? I think I'm gonna do this. I think that is more likely. Yeah, we're gonna move down the Roger Demon. Just once again, if it wasn't a summer update, she might be a bit far down. But if they do what they did last time, like how we had obviously the garden event for King of the Yan and also the academy outfit, there's gonna be more likely a beach themed update where you can visit like a beach and you can see the new characters and probably likely see part 2 like how they've done or at least explored in the past. So for that reason, I can see, like I can't see the Endurers standing there. Right? They don't have to do that, for example, but if the festival character was Nerobasta in a swimsuit update, she can be standing on the beach and you can see her. And yeah, it'll be kind of juicy. So I am leaning a little bit more towards obviously Nerobasta than most people. But next one is Berserk Meliodas. Why is he there? He's not even taking part in the Holy War, but once again, if in that theme of having like a new melee, not at the end of the year, but instead during this time, then we'll put him on the list. Unfortunately, I do think he's lost. He's not a Holy War character. You wouldn't call him a Holy War character. But I thought I'd mention him because he's in like the realm like 0.5%. Then we have Demon Zeldris. This one, I think, is a bit more likely than most characters. We'll talk about it right now. We're instantly going to put him towards a 3rd spot here because he fits that theme, right, where he could easily go in towards the Demon team because you're not really using any Zeldrises right now. He is kind of cool a little bit. It is just a bit weird that, like, I don't know how they're going to treat it a little bit, right? Yes, it is a pretty cool form and it has been expanded a little bit more than, let's say, like Estarossa. So Estarossa, his assault form, there were 3 versions of him before he gets to his assault form. So very much like we had the Demon King. Would this be a cool character to add? Yeah, so I do think he's 3rd, but I do think, once again, the Endurers probably deserve a bit more. And then, of course, there's only 2 characters left, which, guys, we can instantly talk about it. Demon Gopher and then Escanor. Escanor, we'll talk about him now. He's in the Holy War. We've already got an essentially skinny Escanor with the actual like transformed version, but it's not the one I want. And he takes place in the Holy War, and you could even argue the reason why we got the transform Escanor was because that was the only way for them to essentially add skinny Escanor to the game. But like this Escanor already has animations and a model in game. They can, and he has a shield and a sword, so it's a different character. I think they could easily put down towards the game and be a cool character. Probably doesn't deserve to be a festival, but then again, Escanor just deserves to be a festival character. And then yeah, so he's in the 8th spot. Then we move on to Demon Gopher. So funny enough, they actually spoke about it, but the new Mael we got, the one with the cape, doesn't have a voice actor. They spoke about the dev notes and mentioned the fact that he doesn't have a voice actor. So they can definitely get around this Gopher. So if you don't know, there's kind of a theory a little bit of why we haven't got this character in game, and that is because the voice actor passed away. And I know he's from like Kingdom Hearts. I think like Hercules, like Phil, I think his name was. The voice actor died, and in the Kingdom Hearts games, he had no voice acting. So, like, the Japanese, like, the Asian culture, they don't sometimes like to use the voice actors of characters that have passed away. So, that's kind of the reason why people think we haven't gotten the character. But with that explanation we got with Mael, they could add him to the game and be fine. I haven't included it, but it could also be a dual character with Gopher, where Gopher, the original, or at least the doll one, most of the time speaks. Also, I want to bring up the question, why is he in a wheelchair? Like, in the flashbacks you've seen of him, he hasn't been in a wheelchair. So, like, I kind of want to see the Demon Gopher we get not be in a wheelchair. Like, it'd be kind of cool a little bit. But yeah, guys, that is our list. That's our ranking about who I think could be coming towards the game. Like I did say, we're probably going to get leaked, and it'll probably be absolutely wrong here, but I imagine someone on this list is going to be the new festival character. Once again, Gopher, hey, you know what? They could put him in a swimsuit outfit. At least in, like, some shorts, right? The Endurers, you're pushing it if you're going to be putting them in actual, like, swimsuit characters. It'll be kind of hideous. Maybe it could work a little bit. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, let me know who you think the next festival character is going to be. And once again, maybe we'll get some teasers or leaks, and we'll definitely cover it. So, guys, thank you for watching the video, and yeah, peace.